Today we are going to be reading the book My Garden by Henkes. We're going to use the information from this book today and on Wednesday. So every day you will have a lesson that has to do with letters and sounds, and then 2 days this week we will be talking about books, some things that happen in books, and some things that we need to know how to do as readers. So today we're going to start reading My Garden by Henkes. We're going to read half the book today and then half the book on Wednesday. So you will need to watch this video, and Wednesday's video will be brand new as well. So, My Garden by Henkes. The pictures in this book are beautiful. I'll read it and then I'll show it to you. My mother has a garden. I am her helper. I water, I weed, and I chase away the rabbits so they don't eat our lettuce. It's hard work, and my mother's garden is very nice. At the very end of that page, she says, "But if I had a garden, there would be no weeds, and flowers would keep blooming and blooming and never die." She looks so happy in this illustration. I would like that. If flowers just kept living and living, that'd be wonderful. In my garden, the flowers could change colors just by my thinking about it. Pink, blue, green, purple, even patterns. So this type of story is a little different than other stories we've read so far. This type of story is called a personal narrative. Now, it's realistic fiction. The things in this story aren't true. This little girl isn't a real person. But in a personal narrative, the person who's telling the story uses words like my and I because they're talking about themselves. Over the next couple of weeks, you are going to start learning how to write your own personal narratives. As teachers, we are so excited for you to try this and to get going on how to be a writer and living a writerly life. So in this story, the little girl is using the word I and my because she is telling the story, just like you will tell your story. So friends, as we read, we're not going to learn this little girl's name. She is who this story is mostly about. She is the main character of this story. But she doesn't have a name in this story because she's the one telling it. So whenever we talk about who the main character of this story is, we'll just call her the little girl. You're going to see other characters. You're going to see birds and rabbits, and you're going to see the mom in this story. But this story is mostly about this little girl. Let's keep reading. And if you picked a flower from the little girl's garden, another one would grow right back in its place. I love this picture because you get to see 3 different things at once. In my garden, this is the little girl talking. In my garden, the rabbits wouldn't eat lettuce because the rabbits would be chocolate and I would eat them. If I planted seashells, I'd grow seashells. If I planted jelly beans, I'd grow a great big jelly bean bush. That would be really cool. Sometimes in my garden, good, unusual things would just pop up. Buttons and umbrellas and rusty old keys. So we're going to stop right here for today, in the middle of the story. At the beginning of the story, she started talking about this garden that she works in with her mom. And we see her mom right over here in this corner. And there's a little girl working in the garden with her mom, watering and weeding the garden. That's what happens at the beginning or start of the story. We've read about a lot of different things, planting jelly beans and seashells and how if she picked flowers, they would grow right back. So now we're here in the middle of the story. The middle is kind of like the peanut butter and jelly of a sandwich. You have the beginning piece of bread, you have the yummy peanut butter and jelly in the middle, and then you have a piece of bread that you put on at the end. That's how stories work too. So friends, this is the middle of our story. Wednesday, we're going to pick right back up here at the middle of our story, and we are going to continue on from here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Head to your seesaw. There are some activities in your seesaw for you to do that have to do with this story, My Garden by Kevin Henkes. See you later.